let's find the area of trapezoids. So trapezoids, remember, have opposite sides parallel. It's quadrilateral. It's exactly one pair of parallel sides. Now that's basically it for properties of trapezoids. So our formula for the area is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Now if you think about what this means, base 1 and base 2 are the parallel lines. And if we add them together and then divide by 2, which is essentially what all of this is, we're taking the average. So what we're saying is, if we would take the average of those, make them equal, and then find the height, we have ourselves a rectangle. So that's the idea of this, is we're going to average these two, because the average would be the same then, and then multiply by the height. Now the height of a trapezoid is the length that connects the two bases at a right angle. So you'll notice that's an additional piece that we're going to need, is the height of the trapezoid. So the height forms the right angle with the two bases, and base 1 and base 2 are the two sides that are parallel. So that should be easy to recognize because they're the parallel lines. So let's find the area of the given trapezoid. Now we have a lot of information given here. So the first thing you want to do is locate the parallel sides. So we can see the top and the bottom are parallel. So 12 will be base 1, 18 is base 2. Side note, doesn't matter which one is base 1 and base 2, you'll get the same answer no matter what. And if you look for the right angle marker will intersect with the height and one of the bases. So in this case, it intersects with base 2, and that means 4 is the height. So when I look at my formula, area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. And now we can substitute in what we know. So we have 1/2, base 1 is 12, base 2 is 18, the height is 4. Now we're going to use the order of operations. So inside parentheses, 12 plus 18 is 30. So 1/2 times 30 times 4. Now, if you're using a calculator, you can just multiply these straight across, or you can do it step by step and say, well, 1/2 times 30 is 15. You can think of that as half of 30, which we know is 15, or you can take 1/2 times 30 over 1 and say 2 goes into 2 1 times, 2 goes into 30 15 times, and again, it gives you 15. So we take 15 times 4, and we end up with 60 inches squared. So area is always in square units. So we are taking the height times the average of the bases. So the average of the bases is one thing, and the height is the other. So we're multiplying two big things together, which gives us the area, 60 inches squared. Let's do another. Now in this case, we have ourselves a right trapezoid. You will notice that a right angle, and that means one of the sides that is not parallel, is considered here the height. So our parallel sides are the vertical lines here. So I'm going to say base 1 is 12, base 2 is 9. Now, as we talked about just a few seconds ago, if we extend our right angle markings, you can see it intersects with base 1, which is 12, and then the side, which is 4, so the height is 4. So now when we're looking at our area of a trapezoid, we have 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So let's plug in what we know. So base 1, as I said, is 12, base 2 is 9. Again, it doesn't matter which one is base 1 or base 2. It works the same, times the height. All right, so now let's add inside parentheses. So 1/2, 12 plus 9 is 21 times 4. And one thing that I would like to say is you can kind of do this in any order you want. So let me just show you both ways. If we do half of 21, that's 10.5, and 10.5 times 4 is 42. So our answer is 42 square feet, and that's all great. But I want to go back to 1/2 times 21 times 4. Because multiplication is commutative. That means you can do it in whatever order you want. So if I say, well, I know that half of 4 is 2, right? 1/2 times 4 gives me 2. then I have 2 times 21, which is 42 square feet. You get the same thing, but you don't have to deal with decimals. So if you want to do that, just see what you got. When you get down to that step, right, the step where you have 3 pieces multiplied together, if one of the 2 whole numbers is even, then you can simply divide it by 2 because that's the same as multiplying by 1/2. And that's it for trapezoids.